King tonight. Larry asked him what he thinks about this multi-million-dollar ad by Barack Obama's. We're going to have his reaction for you coming up in just a moment. But first, our no bias, no bull test. At a rally today, Sarah Palin changed her attack strategy in a big way. She hammered away at Barack Obama's friendship with a man she called, quote, another radical professor. This time she added a new twist, accusing a major newspaper of trying to cover up news. Let's listen to some of what she had to say.
It seems that there has been yet another radical professor from the neighborhood who spent time with Barack Obama. This fellow's name is Khalidi. And in addition to being a political ally of Barack Obama, he's a former spokesman for the Palestinian Liberation Organization. So the twist here is that there's a videotape of a party for Mr. Khalidi. Barack was there, and we know that some very derogatory things were said about Israel and about American support for that nation. And what we don't know, though, is how Barack Obama responded to these slurs against this country that he now professes to support, because the reason we don't know is that the newspaper that has the tape of all this, the LA Times, refuses to release it.
This is sort of a greatest hits collection from the McCain campaign. Again, a so-called radical from Obama's past, and the mainstream media allegedly covering it up. Is there any truth to the story? Tom Foreman ready to put it now to our no bias, no bull test. Tom?
Campbell, the McCain camp, as you said, is accusing the Los Angeles Times of suppressing this videotape of Obama at a 2003 banquet with Rashid Khalidi, who McCain's team, as you heard, says is Obama's political ally and a former spokesman for the Palestine Liberation Organization. The PLO has, of course, long been tied to past terrorist attacks against Israel, and McCain was raising questions in an interview with CNN's Larry King.
Frankly, I've been in a lot of political campaigns, a whole lot. I've never seen anything like this, where a major media outlet has information and a tape of some occasion. Maybe it means nothing. Maybe it's just a social event. I don't know. But why should they not release it?
The LA Times says, look, we reported back in April that people at that banquet spoke against Israel, against American policy, and that Obama called for Palestinians and Israelis to find common ground. Furthermore, the paper says it got the tape from a confidential source on the condition that it not be released to the public. The Obama campaign says Khalidi is not a political ally. They were both neighbors and professors at the University of Chicago. But Obama says he stands firmly with Israel and often disagreed with Khalidi about the Middle East. Khalidi told the Washington Times in 2004, as a professor, he spoke to news reporters about the PLO, but never for the group. Khalidi has written extensively about Palestinian causes and the need for more dialogue on Palestinian issues. But the bottom line, unless McCain has some evidence he is not rolling out, some of what he is hinting at is misleading. The rest appears to be flat out false. Now, that said, we should note some liberal bloggers are trying to link McCain to Khalidi because a group McCain was involved with funded some research about Palestinians by a company that Khalidi was once connected to. There was such a deal, but to suggest McCain and Khalidi have a relationship also appears to be flat out false. Campbell?
Yeah, we are in the final days of a campaign, aren't we, Tom? Tom Foreman. Tom Foreman for us tonight, as always. Thanks. Tomorrow night, we're going to put both